You tell yourself you're fine as you open your banking app. You hold your breath before the numbers even load. You're already rehearsing excuses in your head. Another month, another paycheck, and somehow, nothing really left. You close the app quickly, like if you don't look at it for too long, it's not real. Someone you care about is talking next to you. They're saying, "We need to talk about money." You nod, but in your head, you're already exhausted. "Not tonight. I'm tired. We'll figure it out." You say the same lines every time, and both of you know nothing is changing. You tell yourself you deserve a little treat after the week you've had, so you tap your card. Another drink, another Uber, another delivery. It's only $10. It's only 20. You don't even feel it, until all of it hits you at once. You say you don't care about money, but you care when the card might decline. You care when rent is due. You care when she asks, "Are we okay?" And you don't have a real answer. You tell yourself you're not like other guys. You're not a jerk. You don't cheat. You don't disappear. But you also don't show up fully. You're there physically, phone in your hand, mind somewhere else, half listening, half loving, half living. You avoid the deep talks because you're afraid of what they'll expose. You avoid the money talks because you're afraid of what they'll reveal. So you joke instead. You change the subject. You roll your eyes. You say, "Why are we talking about this again?" You stay in situations that drain you. You stay in relationships that quietly die in front of you. You tell yourself it's complicated. You tell yourself it's not that bad. You feel this low-level anxiety all the time. Not panic, just a hum in the background, like you're behind on life, behind on money, behind on being the man you thought you'd be by now. You watch other men your age making moves, buying homes, building businesses, proposing, leading. You tell yourself they got lucky, different circumstances, different starting point. But when you're honest, in those quiet moments at night, lying there staring at the ceiling, there's this thought you don't like to admit. I'm wasting time. Not because you're lazy. You work, you show up, you do things. But you feel scattered, always reacting, always patching holes. You spend to look like you're in control. You say yes when you should say no. You let people cross lines because you don't want conflict. You hand out your time, your attention, your energy, like they're endless. You buy things you can't afford to impress people you don't respect. You pick up the tab so you feel like the man, even if your account is screaming. You stay with someone because you're scared of being alone. You stay with someone because it's familiar, not because it's right. You call it loyalty, but sometimes it's fear. You use gifts, dinners, trips to make up for what you're not saying. You hope money can smooth over the distance, the resentment, the unspoken things building up between you. You scroll instead of speaking. You watch instead of working. You fantasize about a different life instead of building one. And the worst part? You know you're capable of more. That's what stings. Not that you're failing, but that you're underusing yourself. You feel stuck, not stupid, not weak, just stuck. Like you're living in this loop. Spend, regret, avoid, repeat. Argue, apologize, promise, repeat. Day after day, month after month. You tell yourself, when I make more money, I'll get serious. When I meet the right woman, I'll step up. When things calm down, I'll get my life together. Tomorrow, next month, soon. But here's the truth. It's not life that's holding you back. It's not your job. It's not women. It's not the economy. It's the quiet habits, the small, comfortable choices, the tiny acts of delay that feel harmless in the moment. Comfort is the real enemy. Distraction is the real trap. Routine is the real prison. Tomorrow is the real thief. You're not broken. You're not doomed. You're just being tamed. Every time you avoid opening your banking app, you train yourself to look away from reality. Every time you stay in a relationship that kills your spirit, you train yourself to tolerate what you don't deserve. Every time you say, "I'll fix it later," you train yourself to believe your future self will save you. This isn't about motivation. This isn't about feeling hyped. This is about identity. What kind of man are you telling yourself you are by the way you spend, by the way you love, by the way you avoid? Are you the man who numbs out when it gets heavy, or the man who leans in when it gets hard? Are you the man who buys status instead of building stability, or the man who walks away from the image to protect the future? Are you the man who needs chaos to feel alive, or the man who builds peace and learns to live inside it? And this is where everything changes. Not when you make more money, not when you meet someone new, not when life finally becomes easier. Everything changes when you decide that discipline is not punishment. It's self-respect. Discipline is you looking your bank account in the face and saying, "This is where I'm at, and I'm not running from it anymore." Discipline is you having the hard conversation instead of another fake "it's fine." It's you saying, "We're not avoiding this. We're going to talk. We're going to be honest, even if my voice shakes." Discipline is you walking away from the relationship that keeps you small, even when it terrifies you to be alone. Discipline is you saying no to the night out you can't afford, the thing you don't need, the person who doesn't value you, because you finally value yourself. It's not about being perfect. It's about being in control. Control of your impulses, control of your time, control of your attention. When you stop buying what impresses others, you start buying back your freedom. When you stop chasing temporary highs, you start building permanent foundations. When you stop tolerating half love, you start demanding whole respect. Discipline is not you being hard on yourself. It's you finally protecting yourself from your own comfort, from your own distraction, from your own delay. You think freedom is doing whatever you feel like, spending when you feel like it, staying when you feel like it, scrolling when you feel like it. But look at where that's gotten you. Freedom is walking into a store and not having to check your balance. Freedom is sleeping next to someone without anxiety in your chest because you're not hiding, avoiding, pretending. Freedom is looking at your life and recognizing yourself in it. The man you said you'd be, the man you quietly know you could be. You don't get that by luck. You don't get that by accident. You earn that in the boring moments. When you put something back on the shelf, when you open the uncomfortable email, when you initiate the honest conversation, when you choose the lonely evening over the wrong company, those small choices, they're not random. They're votes. Every yes, every no, every not anymore. You are voting for the man you become. So look at your patterns. Spending to numb, spending to impress, avoiding the numbers, avoiding the talks, staying where you've outgrown, scrolling instead of showing up, promising tomorrow instead of acting today. These aren't just habits, they're lessons you're teaching yourself. The question is, what are they teaching you to believe about you? That you can't handle discomfort? That you don't deserve better? That your future doesn't matter? Or are you teaching yourself that you are worth the discipline it takes to be a man who provides, a man who leads, a man who loves with honesty, a man who can be trusted by others and by himself? Right now, today, you are standing between two lives, one where you keep doing what's easy and slowly become a stranger to yourself, and one where you start doing what's hard and slowly become the man you've always known you are. No one will make that choice for you. No woman, no boss, no friend. It's you, alone, in those small, quiet moments. The next time you're about to tap your card, the next time you feel that argument coming and want to shut down, the next time you hear yourself say, "I'll do it tomorrow," whose side are you on? The comfort that's draining you, or the future that's waiting for you? Because one of them wins every single day. Which one will it be when you wake up tomorrow?